from a film study standpoint, from an on-field actually running play standpoint, the expectation is that those guys put in the time, put in the effort, so that when we do get back to football and fall camp in the fall, like we pick up where we left off. It's not a huge learning curve. Same expectation that we have for those guys across the month of May coming into June. That is the expectation that the coaches have for those guys across the month of July going into August.
What are some of the qualities, the traits that you start to identify in some great leaders during this time?
I think a huge one is the ability to hold themselves and others accountable regardless of who they are, regardless of their position, right? I think that's a huge part because for a lot of guys, right, like you got to make the distinction between am I a friend or a buddy, right? Like if I'm a true friend of yours, I'm willing to call you out on things that you may not be doing well, but also I'm willing to pick you up, right? And lead you in that direction, and as much as you may call out the things that you're not doing so well, also identify the things that you are doing well, right? And one thing that we try to preach with our leaders and get them to really take hold of is this idea of a debrief, right? Like go into and out of every day, figuring out what it is that we did well as an individual, as a position group, as a team, right? What are the areas that we can improve, and then putting a plan in place to improve that. And so I think our leaders on this team have done a really good job at that. That's something that from messaging on our standpoint, like we're really trying to ingrain in them on a daily basis, is make sure that you guys understand what you're working towards, because when you think about that, at the end of the day, it's deliberate practice, right? Being intentional about the work that you do. And so that's a huge part of leadership. And again, just, overall communication. Like, what is it that we want to get done? And what is the plan in order to get there?
Is there a point that you realize, okay, they're moving in the right direction, or do you learn that when the season hits and it's starting to pay off?
I think you notice it, right? And I think you notice it when you start to hear guys speak up before you even have to say anything. It's almost like you're on the same wavelength, right? And across the month of June, I've noticed that. Like I said, I've told these young men how proud I am of the steps that I've seen them take, because sometimes when you're in it, you don't really notice it. But for me, I get an outside perspective because, I'm not in that locker room with them. They're in that locker room, right? So I get an outside perspective of the traits that I see them develop. And I let them know that because, we need to point that out because they need to know the things that they are doing well so that they can continue to do them, but also the things where they need to improve at. And so, when you do transition into a player-led team, guys start to speak up, guys start to hold each other accountable to the standard that they set without the coaches even having to say anything. So I've noticed that across the month of June, and I trust that our guys are going to continue to develop that quality across the month of July. And again, by the time we hit fall camp, it's ingrained in them, and it's just going to be second nature.
I know you also stay in communication with all the coaching staff, but what's it been like for you working with the three new coordinators going into this season? I guess officially Coach Holgorsen was here at the end of last year. Coach Butler was the defensive backs coach, but Coach Eckler and just with Coach Holgorsen and Coach Butler and how has that gone, that process of getting to know them and what they want out of their guys too? They've
all been great. For me, it's understanding what it is they need to see out of their respective players on the sides of the ball, and for Coach Eckler, what he needs to see out of the young man from a special teams standpoint, right? And so in going into the summer, we all sat down with each other towards the end of spring ball, and we talked about expectations, right? What it is we were trying to accomplish during the summer, from just a football readiness and skill acquisition standpoint. And I'm grateful for that because my job, above all else and a lot of things, it is to get them to be able to execute what the coaches need them to do at a high level. And so just their level of collaboration, right, getting in there in the office with them, sitting down on the whiteboard, like, hey, coaches, what is it that we're looking to accomplish? These are the things that I'm setting in place. Let's create a plan together that is going to allow our young men, again, not only to develop from a purely physical standpoint, but also from a technical, tactical standpoint from a football perspective. So I'm grateful to be able to work with Coach Holgorsen, Coach Butler, and Coach Eckler. They're three amazing coaches, demand a lot from their guys, but I'm excited at this crew that we have that Coach Rule put together, and I'm looking forward to getting on the sidelines with them this season.
Okay, I won't ask you specifics about the bull, but you can confirm it was a real bull.
It was a real bull.
Not a fake bull.
It wasn't a fake bull.
I know you got hit up a lot about getting a bull in your weight room, but hey, it provided for an epic social media.
It did.
A moment, I guess.
It did. It was, I got a text message from Troy Vincent. It was him, myself, Coach Rule, Dr. Elza, and he mentioned bringing the bull in the weight room, and I didn't even respond to the text. Dr. Elza and Coach Rule kind of handled that, and Troy came to me the next day like, hey, we're going to make sure the bull is good. That's going to be the first photo opportunity that guys get, so we can get them in, get them out, and that recruiting staff, they did an amazing job at, number one, facilitating getting a live bull into the weight room, but also making sure that things were safe, nothing got damaged or messed up. So it did make for a great photo opportunity. It was cool to see Coach Rule and the guys in front of that bull. So I'm pretty sure nowhere else in the country is going to have a live bull in their weight room.
I think you're right on that. And then the last thing I got for you, this has been a big kind of topic of conversation this week, is just the Coach Rule and the EA Sports and how they designed him. And I asked you, when's the last time he wore a tucked-in polo? You can confirm that's not his wardrobe of choice for quite some time.
Yeah, that's not my man's style. Coach Rule is more of a coaching shirt type guy. And so, EA Sports, I don't think they had a really good depiction of Coach Rule, but hey, to each his own. We're not worried about what a game portrays us as. We're putting in the work here in order to take care of the business that we need to handle in Nebraska.
Awesome, great stuff. Always enjoy chatting with you and getting your perspective. I know you guys are putting in the work, so appreciate your time, and thanks for all the great stuff.
Appreciate you, Jessica. Thank you.
And Corey Campbell joining us here on Sports Nightly. We're going to step aside for a break. More of the show coming up right after this.
Nebraska Lottery.
Hey, I heard Trucks and Bucks is back.
Yes, sir. And this year you could win one of 8 new gray trucks. People from around the state just love this game.
They do?
You bet. Just this morning, I got calls from excited players in Burwell, Sutton, Fall City, and Ralston.
Well, you can add Wilbur to the list.
You're from Wilbur?
No, that's my name.
Oh.
Hey, if you get a call from Alma, that's my aunt.
That's her name?
No, that's where she lives.
Trucks and Bucks top prize odds are 1 in 336,000.
No need to hunt around for friendly service, low prices, quality products, and great experiences. You'll find it all with the local experts, Sapp Brothers Petroleum. If you're tired of tracking down another late delivery, it's time to consider Sapp Brothers, where we pride ourselves on delivering products on time or even ahead of schedule. With your safety, our top priority. Switching is easy. Just shoot us an email or get us a call. And right now, when you contact Sapp Brothers for any of your fuel, propane, or lubricant needs, you'll be entered to win a guided pheasant hunt next fall. Visit sapbros.net/Huskers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
Because my mom wore her seatbelt that day, I get to hug her when I go home.
And then it clicked. Because I wore my seatbelt, I learned that one moment in time can change a person's life forever.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The day we were hit was the second to last day of our high school careers.
We were about to graduate as best friends together.
And then it clicked. Because we wore our seatbelt that day, we still get to experience life together.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
In the heartland, where ambition thrives, there are those who are made and those who are made for more. Just like the Huskers on game day, Kloss, a leading producer of ag equipment, unleashes the power of ambition in the field. Discover why our cutting-edge machinery and unwavering support aren't just a promise, they're a commitment to your success. Because at Kloss, we know you are made for more. Visit your Kloss dealer or CLAAS.com.
Husker fans, it's game day, and Pizza Hut's got your perfect play. Score the game day special for just $29.99. Get 2 medium 3-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Enough to feed 8 hungry fans. Pizza, wings, breadsticks, and more. It's the ultimate lineup to fuel your game day. Check out the full menu online at pizzahut.com or in store. Because remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing. You pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
On game day, every play counts. Now imagine having the same level of control in your field. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Real-time, play-by-play control means you're always ahead of the game. Score big with simplified irrigation technology from Valley, improving your life both on and off the field. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Hey Huskers, stop by your local Hy-Vee where they've lowered prices on thousands of the items you use every day. Hy-Vee dedicated to making your life easier, healthier, and happier. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody. If you were watching on our YouTube stream that interview with Corey Campbell, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty with the computer that runs the video. So I know it cut off. We had to restart the stream. So I'm in the process of posting that interview so you can go back and watch it and listen to it if you missed it because of those technical difficulties. So we apologize about that, but we will try to get it up as soon as possible so you can go back and check that out. John in Omaha sent a text in on our text line. He said, so impressed with Corey Campbell. If our young men invest in themselves like our staff invests in them, great things are ahead. Very fortunate to have someone like that on our staff. Go Big Red. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why he was one of the guys that was with him on his press conference when he was announced as the head coach. He has really spoke so highly of the job that Corey Campbell has done and how important he is to what he's done and the culture that is implemented. And Coach Rules talked about how this time is not a time that the coaching staff can be around. And so what Corey Campbell and his staff does in the weight room is just so important. And there's a lot of trust there, no doubt about it. All right, went a little long there, so we got to go ahead and work in a break. But we're back to wrap up hour number 1 next.
When you're in the stands and have the ability to control your irrigation in the field, it's a game-changing moment. Valley is where farming meets end zone efficiency. With AgSense remote irrigation technology, farmers become the MVPs of their fields. Experience real-time, play-by-play action and control that keeps you ahead. Score big with irrigation technology from Valley. It's technology that improves your life and lets you be at the game and in the game. Find your local Valley dealer at valleyirrigation.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect that water is the reason parts of your concrete have gotten so uneven. Walkway tripping hazards, sinking pool deck, cracked driveways are dangerous threats to everyone's safety. But there's one way to learn how your concrete can be lifted. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
In the game of life, we all step up to the plate. Sometimes it feels like we're facing a curveball with no clear path. Call, text, or chat 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. It's free, confidential, and staffed with trained counselors ready to listen and provide support. Don't wait for the 9th inning. Reach out, speak up, and let's strike out life's challenges together. Because we're more than players, we're a resilient community. Remember, in times of need, call a timeout. Call, text, or chat 988. It's okay to ask for help. We're here for you, every swing, every slide. Play ball, presented by Nebraska DHHS.
Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Welcome back. Final segment here of hour number 1 of Sports Nightly. So Camden, during the break, has offered me this new candy. I had never heard of it before, and it's a little different. It's called Squashies, right, Camden?
Yes, that is correct. Squashies.
Oh, okay, so I had never seen it, never heard of it, and it's unlike anything I've ever tasted. And we all know, if you've listened to the show for any amount of time or our broadcast, know that I'm a fan of the chewy, fruity candy. And Damon always brings us the high chews, and we usually devour those here in the studio between, I don't know, Camden, are you a high chews fan?
Oh, yeah.
So you are the one of the ones that the stash disappears while I'm not in here.
Sure.
Okay, but so going back to Squashies. So apparently it's like Taylor Swift's favorite candy or something?
That's what I've seen. I mean, I don't know if she's came out and said it, which I assume she has, but that's why I got them anyways. I was like, couldn't find them forever, and then eventually I found them at a Target, and I was like, well, I got to try them.
So how would you describe them, though? They're odd. I said kind of like a peep because they do taste marshmallowy, but they're also fruity, so they're not like a Starburst. I don't know. They're odd.
Yeah, it's not like an overwhelming flavor either. Like this bag that I have anyways, it's raspberry and cream, so it's only like one flavor. It's not like there's 10 different flavors in it, and it's definitely marshmallow based. So, I mean, you think of it kind of like a Peep, but it's not as sweet as a Peep. I don't know. You kind of just got to go try them for yourself.
So we'll have to bring them up here and let the rest of the crew taste them and see where we all stand. But I imagine that we will be split because none of us seem to like the same things. But I just had never heard of it. So let us know if you've had a Squashy before. But they were interesting for sure. NBA draft coming up, here in about 5 minutes? Do we have any trades happening yet? I haven't been able to check social media. Or are they still on lockdown on that? We're supposed to report anything until it comes out. Have you seen anything?
I think they're waiting.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't been paying the closest of attention with our technical difficulties and whatnot.
True. Well, so I'm a Thunder fan, and I saw where there might be a trade for the Thunder because they've got a lot of picks stockpiled that they might trade up in the draft. So they actually might be earlier than I thought that they were going to be, but I know that a lot of people might be uninterested in the NBA draft. We're not going to hear, we might not hear Bryce Williams very early in this thing, but hopefully we will hear his name called at some point, or that he will be able to get an opportunity. We heard Coach Hoiberg and even Connor Essegian really advocating for Bryce and what he would bring to a team. And I mean, I think you saw he's just got so many tools that I think translate to that level. So hopefully he will get an opportunity, and always helps with the recruiting when you can continue to put guys in the next level and show what you do to develop. Because there's no doubt that Bryce Williams' game grew once he got here and working under Coach Hoiberg. So would love, and what a nice guy too. So obviously always root for guys like that do things the right way. So hopefully he will be hearing his name called by an NBA team coming up. All right, that will wrap up hour number 1. Coming up in hour number 2, we're going to talk some Husker State games. Also, Nick Hanley going to rejoin us here on the other side of this. So we got plenty to come here on Sports Nightly. Keep it here. Should be a fun hour coming up here in hour number 2. Keep it right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Want to boost Nebraska's economy and help the planet? It's as easy as filling up your tank. Switch to soy-based biodiesel to cut greenhouse gases by up to 74% and support biodiesel growth.
I'm Greg Anderson, a farmer near Newman Grove, Nebraska, and biodiesel has transformed our farm. It cuts emissions, raises the cetane number, and improves fuel lubricity.
So ask for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, economy, and Nebraska soybean farmers. Nebraska soybeans, feeding, fueling, and innovating for the future.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
No need to hunt around for friendly service, low prices, quality products, and great experiences. You'll find it all with the local experts, Sapp Brothers Petroleum. If you're tired of tracking down another late delivery, it's time to consider Sapp Brothers, where we pride ourselves on delivering products on time or even ahead of schedule. With your safety, our top priority. Switching is easy. Just shoot us an email or get us a call. And right now, when you contact Sapp Brothers for any of your fuel, propane, or lubricant needs, you'll be entered to win a guided pheasant hunt next fall. Visit sappbros.net/Huskers.